Hey everyone, welcome to the April Supplier Spotlight. Can't believe we're already in April. We have Leigh here with Backroads for adventure style travel. Leigh's going to go through and give us a fantastic overview of what they offer. If you have questions, feel free to add them to the chat or the Q&A box. We'll have time at the end to cover them. And if you are watching the recording of this later on, the email for Leigh will be in the description of the video. So if you think of any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, Leigh, feel free to take it away.
Great. Thank you, Scott. And thank you, everyone, for joining today. It's a pleasure to speak with you. Again, my name is Leigh. I am the Assistant Director of the Travel Advisor Program at Backroads. What that means is I work with all the advisors that book Backroads for their clients. We have a small team in place at Backroads working exclusively with advisors, and then we have a great in-house sales team as well that can assist. So today I'm going to go over a bit about Backroads, what we are, what we aren't, dive into active luxury travel, which is what Backroads is. And then at the end, if we have any questions, I'll go ahead and answer those. And we've got some great resources on the Backroads website. And so at the end, I'm going to take just a couple minutes to walk you guys through that. They're really great selling tools and resources for you there. So I don't want to miss out on that. So we'll jump right into the presentation. And so Backroads is a family-owned business started back in 1979 out of Berkeley, California. The company is still based in Berkeley, California. That's where the headquarters are. So operating over 44 years now. On the right, you'll see Tom Hale. He's our current president as well as the founder of Backroads, and his daughter, Avery Hale Smith, on the left, our current executive VP, overseeing marketing, sales, and a few other facets of the business. So great to work for a family-owned business that is really expanding and growing the interest in active travel throughout the globe. Currently, Backroads is on 5 continents and in over 50 countries. To add to that, we are also in 21 US states as well as 22 national parks. Backroads does not do custom or tailor-made travel, so we are a set itinerary, set departure trips. So we have over 400 different itineraries and over 6,000 different departure dates to choose from. If you or your guest is interested in joining a trip, essentially you would find the best trip that works for you, pick a date, and then you would sign on to that departure. We do have the ability to make a departure private, which I'll go over towards a little at the end of the presentation if you have your own group that would like to do a trip all together. And then Backroads operates in 3 distinct activity areas. We have biking trips, which is definitely what we're most known for, but we do have a great walking and hiking offering, as well as multi-adventure. And so when we talk about active travel with Backroads, what we always like to highlight from the very beginning is that you do not need to be a marathon runner or a triathlete to enjoy a Backroads trip. We do active luxury travel, meaning we're staying in beautiful 5-star properties. You're getting the best of the best equipment, food, beverage. The leaders that we provide on our trips, they are Backroads employees. So you're getting a very high level of service. And we don't operate follow the leader type tours. While we are group tours, so you're averaging about 15 guests per trip, though biking can max at 26 and our walking and hiking and multi-adventure max at 20. So it is small group, but it's not a follow the leaders type tour. And so for instance, each day you're offered 2 or 3 different activity options on a Backroads trip. Usually it's by distance and elevation. So let's just say you're on a biking trip. On a particular day, you could be offered a 10-mile, a 15-mile, and a 25-mile ride. Based on how you're feeling that day, the route gets plugged into a GPS on your handlebar, and you get to follow the route at your leisure. You can stop and take pictures. You can stop in a small town for a croissant or a pastry, and then get back on your bike, not feeling like you've got to keep up or you're going too fast. And then what's really great with Backroads as well is that in addition to the 3 or 4 leaders on your trip, we offer 2 support vans. And with those vans, we do support stops with cold drinks and snacks. And if at any point you are feeling tired or like you like to go back to the hotel, we'll be able to take you back. And so most of the activity on a backroads trip is done during the earlier part of the day. So you're doing your activities in the morning leading up to lunch. We're doing some support stops, maybe some food tastings along the way or different activity. And then lunch is usually a really good decision time. So lunches are done either we set up these beautiful picnic style spreads or we eat at a local restaurant. It's eat as you arrive. So there's no pressure to feel like you may miss lunch or you're going to be missing out. And then for those guests who want to get continued mileage in, can go after lunch, get another 5, 10 miles in, or at that point you can opt to go back to the hotel. We do always leave a few hours before dinner to be able to enjoy the properties. And so, this pacing and style of travel, you never feel exhausted. You feel very refreshed. The leaders are working with you. And so, it really is meant to accommodate all activity levels and types. Backroads does rank our trips by difficulty, five being the most difficult, one being the easiest. And then we do a dolce tempo, easygoing style trip, which is even a grade below that. So already knowing your clients or yourself, you can then navigate and find the best trip for you. A backroads trip is typically 5 nights, 6 days. Sometimes they could run a little longer, 7 or 8 nights if you're going a bit further afield. And during that time, essentially everything is included. So we include the hotels, most meals, the trip leaders, the equipment, cultural activities, hotel and restaurant gratuities. You are changing hotels during a typical backroads trip, at least two, usually 1 to 3 times. And then for meals, I say most meals because we do leave 1 or 2 meals. We call them on your own meals. And we'll give recommendations. Maybe you'll be at a hotel with a few different restaurants or near a local town. We'll give you recommendations, maybe help with reservations. And that gives guests a nice reprieve from the group if you're with your spouse or your family. Where travel advisors really come into play is that Backroads does not offer airfare, transfers, or pre and post trip hotels. And so a backroads trip always starts the morning of the first day. So guests usually come in a day or two before, and then we'll stay a day or two after the trip. As the advisor, you're helping them book the pre and post, maybe their airfare as well, and then getting commission for the full backroads trip. If a client ever books Backroads Direct and then calls you to assist with the pre and post or flights, please let us know. We're happy to add you to the reservation for commission. We usually ask that that request comes in at least within 30 days of that initial deposit, but we do review everything on a case by case basis. And so this is essentially how the trips are structured and where advisors add a lot of value as well in that trip planning process. So Backroads definitely being a leader in luxury. About 85% of our trips are what we call premier hotel trips. And so these are going to be five-star luxury. You can think Relais and Chateau, leading hotels of the world, Four Seasons, beautiful properties that we're staying at. A lot of guests who book with Backroads love and enjoy the properties that we're staying at. And actually, on our website, if you're interested to see if we work with a specific hotel, you can search that hotel on our website and we'll tell you if it's included in any of our itineraries. But that premier hotel, definitely the first option for many guests. And then we have another segment called casual hotel trips. These are going to be more four-star properties. So it is a slightly lower price point, great for more budget conscious clients. And then these are going to be more rustic destinations or national parks. And they're going to be very high quality in service as well as accommodation, etc. It just may not have all the amenities that a five-star property would normally have, such as swimming pool or spa. But again, leaving plenty of time for guests to enjoy the property. And we do give great recommendations just when those windows are open in case guests are interested in booking spa appointments or anything like that. For Backroads trips, we run adult trips. So for our adult trips, the average age is between 55 and 65. Though it can go up into 70s and 80s. And then we do separate segmented family trips. The reason we do this is that oftentimes in small groups, families like to travel together, and then adults who are traveling just as couples or solo may not want to be on a trip with young kids. So our family adventures are broken down into three segments. We have teens and kids, which starts at 4 years old. We have older teens and 20s, and young adults 20s and beyond. So again, this is great, bringing together similar demographic families. And if you're ever booking a Backroads trip and are interested in maybe 2 or 3 different dates, please let us know. We're happy to give you the breakdown of who's already enrolled on a specific trip by gender and age, so that way you can potentially make sure it's a good fit for your client. These kids segments. I particularly like the adults 20s and beyond. What's great with this is any families traveling with older children, while they could technically join an adult trip, again, that 55 to 65 average age, if the kids are in their 20s or 30s, then you join one of these family trips, and then more often than not, you're on a trip with other families with similar age children. If we do stick pretty strictly to these segments, but if there is a family with, say, an 18 and a 19-year-old, and they also have a 14-year-old, we do allow for one younger sibling to come and join that next segment up. To give you an idea of some of the trips that Backroads really shines and what our guests have been enjoying the past year, these are our top 10 trips overall by guest count as well as service score. So you can see Santorini and Crete. We've got great multi-adventure trip in the Alps, South Africa and Botswana, national parks, as well as Austria, and the Majorca bike tour, definitely one of our more popular ones. You can see with over 380 guests having joined that trip. But always good to put different trips to see how our product is offered and what guests are really enjoying. And again, those multi-adventure trips, those are hybrid trips. So they're going to be maybe one day of biking, one day of walking, maybe another day of rafting. My particular favorite type of trip, just because you're getting a little something different each day. And then most of our family trips are going to be done in that multi-adventure format, as well as a great option for kids. And then here are our top 10 holiday trips. These are over the festive season. So think November, December, January. We run some great trips over that time. So Galapagos, again, South Africa and Botswana, Vietnam and Cambodia. We've got great trips in Costa Rica, Argentina, as well as New Zealand. And so a lot of offering out there. Last year, Backroads saw about 60,000 guests. This year, we're anticipating between 65 and 70,000 guests. So continuing to grow and continuing to add new trips and segments as well. For Dolce Tempo, what I mentioned earlier, so Dolce Tempo was originally launched to provide product for Backroads guests as they age with Backroads, providing something a little more easygoing, guests that want to be active, but also enjoy the finer points of travel. That's how the segment started, but once it was launched, it really expanded into its own. We're offering these trips all over the globe now in over 38 countries. We're seeing a lot of guests of all ages and demographics enjoying this style of travel. And really, some of the biggest differences are you're going to have about 2 to 3 hours out in the earlier part of the day. If they're biking trips, everybody is guaranteed an e-bike. I will say that e-bikes are offered complimentary on most of our biking trips. That's really expanded guests enjoying biking as well, having those e-bike options. If it's a walking and hiking Dolce Tempo trip, it's going to be flatter footing, shorter distances, and then just a lot of attention to the hotels, the dining, the cultural, historical, culinary experiences, and really bringing the place, the destination to life with travelers. These are also great for multi-generation families as well. We do have Dolce Tempo trips for our older teens and 20s segment. So if you have clients that are traveling as a larger group or multi-generation, these Dolce Tempo trips are a really, really great option for them. For all of our trips, we offer what we call a detailed itinerary. It is a 15-page PDF document with the A to Z of the trip. These can be downloaded on our website under the trip page for any of the trips. And it really is an advisor's best tool. We have all the arriving and departing information. We have options for where to book pre and post. We offer all the details of the day to day. So here is another sample, and you can see on the right, we've got day one with your biking options, we've got day two with your options, and guests are going to be able to know these, see these in advance, full transparency, and then while on trip, work with the leaders to understand what are the best options going to be for them on a day-to-day basis. In addition to the trips that I've spoke about, we do also offer cruising options. Backroads partners with three luxury operators. We partner with Ama Waterways, Ponant, and Emerald. These ships are all about 100 guests or less, providing a very intimate experience. And what Backroads does is we normally take about 10 or 15 cabins of the ship for Backroads guests, and we run Backroads activities each day off the ship, utilizing the ship as the floating hotel. It works really well. Guests absolutely love this. They're normally 7 days, 8 nights, and you're essentially spending your evenings on ship, waking up a little bit earlier than the other guests. There are AMA guests on board as well, but because with Backroads, you are off ship most of the time, there isn't a ton of interaction, but you may see them at a meal or at the evening entertainment. What's really nice is that all of the ship amenities are available for you as well. So if there's any particular day you didn't want to go on a Backroads activity, you can stay on ship, you can do a ship tour, anything like that to really enhance getting best of both worlds with AMA as well as Backroads or with Ponant and Emerald. For our river cruising, we work currently on 6 departures or 6 trips with AMA. And what's really nice as well is that the incentive of book 5 sail free applies to booking a Backroads AMA trip. Now, this is not an AMA add-on. You do book this directly through Backroads, and then it's all tied in together through our system. Same goes with Ponant and Emerald. And then a few times a year, we do full ship celebration tours as well, where we get about 100 guests, all Backroads enthusiasts on a ship to cycle and enjoy the week together. Out of the options up on the screen, I would definitely say Portugal's Douro River, as well as the Seine River bike tour. Those are two very, very popular options, as well as the Danube, of course. Just last year, Backroads launched an all women's adventure segment. What's really excited about this is that these are standard Backroads departures, but for an all female demographic. Backroads, while not offering solo specific trips, solo travelers can join any of our adult trips. We do have a single supplement that we charge, and Backroads, looking at the data, saw that the majority of solo travelers with Backroads are female. And so this came about to see what the demand would be like. We have already over 500 women enrolled in these trips, and you can see all the different destinations that we're now offering. They originally started as walking and hiking, and now we're offering biking and multi-adventure as well. So very exciting segment. Definitely keep in mind for any women out there that may like traveling with Backroads. And then with the growth that we've been experiencing, we're offering new itineraries. We do have a great feature on our website where you can pull up all the new trips that we're offering. I'll show you that towards the end. With Backroads, it's all about quality over quantity. And so trips go through about an 18-month development process before we put them out to our guests. We're offering trips now throughout Finland and Alaska, included in our snow adventure program. We've got great trips through the Mediterranean islands, as well as Portugal, Azores, and then also doing trips throughout Spain. And so a lot of exciting trips coming up, definitely worth keeping an eye on. And then I put this slide in yesterday. These are just some slides that we've got. All of our 2025 dates are available, but we've got some really exciting, most of the 2025 dates are available. The remaining go live on April 17th. And then here are some of the new itineraries that we're adding. I thought this would be exciting and just generate some good interest for us. And we've got 7 new women's itineraries in the works, as well as some new multi-adventure trips, which will be very exciting. And then for private, so again, Backroads doesn't do customer tailor made, but what you can do if you have your own group in place is you can take over an existing departure that doesn't have anyone enrolled on it. And so you look at the trips that we offer, look at the future dates. As long as nobody's enrolled on a specific departure, you can come in with your group and take it over private. There is no minimum, but the pricing is done based on how many total people you get on the trip. So usually 12 to 16 people or more, you're getting the best baseline per person cost. But if you only had 8 people, that's fine as well. It's just going to be a higher per person cost. I will send out a follow-up email with additional resources about our private trips, and you can find some great information online as well if you have anyone that's interested. As an advisor, if you put together your own group trip, and this is both for scheduled and private, if you're the 13th person in the group, you get to go for free. So there is great incentive for putting your own trip together or seeing if you can get 12 other travelers to join with you, then you can join a Backroads trip for free. So, in addition to what I've spoken about already, we've got some other great smaller segments really helping differentiate Backroads from any competitors out there. So, again, we operate in 22 national parks. We make the logistics of booking the national parks very easy. So, definitely a great offering for anyone interested in kind of revamping their national park sales. We offer weekend and 4 day getaways in North America. So those are great. You stay at one hotel for the weekend, get to experience Backroads, and really a great kind of insight into what Backroads is all about here in the US. Then our Dolce Tempo, which I've spoken about, as well as active cruising. We do multi adventure safaris. And so, no, those are not biking safaris. They are maybe 1 day safari, 1 day walking, 1 day biking, another day of safari. So they're going to be a mix of activity throughout, but doing very well. And then our snow adventures, you can think Iceland, Alaska, Scandinavia. We have trips down to Antarctica as well. So for advisors out there, if you have not already, please register with Backroads. You can do that on our website. We have a great insider track training course, which certifies you as a Backroads specialist. You get a great Backroads specialist logo that you can add to your email or website. Work with our team. Again, we have our dedicated TA team in place. We can get you detailed trip itineraries. We have a great advisor resource portal where we have images and videos. Backroads can assist with client events or doing webinars like this, both advisor and client facing. In addition to the incentive of traveling as a 13th person on a group, advisors do get up to 30%, we call it TA FAM savings to join any of our trips, and you can bring a companion as upfront savings in lieu of commission. So that you can use for any trip to join with us. Please let us know if you'd like to take advantage of that. And then Backroads does offer 3 FAM trips each year. We charge about 25% of cost for advisors, and then we take about 12 advisors on a few different Backroads trips each year. So very exciting offering there. Before I move over to our website, just to highlight our contact information. So Alicia Kielgard is our program director based in Berkeley. I myself am here in Stamford, Connecticut. I work on the East Coast covering Eastern US and Canada for Backroads. So if you need anything, I do work East Coast hours. And then we have Amina Sahovic. She's our program assistant based in Berkeley as well. Exciting, we have hired a new Western US and Canada manager. Her name is Kendall. She'll be starting in just a couple weeks. So we'll be getting a fourth person back on the team. And then we all check in with an email address, taSupport@backroads.com. This is a great resource for advisors. If you have any quick questions or are interested in something, send an email to that, and then one of us will be able to get back to you as soon as possible. So we are here for you. And then that sales team in the Berkeley office is available 7 days a week. So if we're unavailable for any reason, you can always pick up the phone and give a call in to the team as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and move over to the website. And if you have a few minutes, it's definitely a great thing to go over all together. Promise it won't take very long. Let's go ahead and do this. And then definitely please feel free to pop in any questions that you might have. I'll answer them in just a few minutes. And so, great. I've got backroads.com up here on the website. So if you see at the very top of the page, you've got a login button here. What's great with this login is now advisors can go in and manage their client bookings. So you can go in, manage your bookings, see all your bookings, be able to update the waivers, bike preferences. You can also make payments up here. This is also where the guest portal lives. So you can always advise your guests, and we've got a great guide that I'll send to show you. Then if we see up here, we've got these tabs up at the very top. Just to highlight, if we go over destinations and then United States, we've got a tab in here for national parks. If you go over activities, you'll be able to see all the activities that we offer. Travelers, you'll see our women's adventures segment is in here, and we also have exploring private trips. So you can go ahead and click into that. You can search by dates. Advisors are able to make bookings on the website now. How it works is you go through, search your dates, pick a trip, add it to the cart, and then when you go to check out, it will prompt you to log in as an advisor. So that way, all your details are loaded in and you get your commissions. My favorite tab is this featured tab. And just to show you, we've got a tab here for all of our new trips. So these are going to be any trips that we have recently launched. So if you want to go ahead and promote some of these trips to your clients, I definitely recommend to do so. When you pull up a particular trip, you'll be able to see that it's a casual or premier hotel trip. And then you can choose from the segment that works best for you as well. We've got last minute trips, so trips with last minute availability, quick escapes. These are all of our 3 and 4 day getaways. And then we have our top 10 trip lists. What I love about these lists is that they're Backroads trip lists by traveler type. So if you've got travelers that are wine lovers, photographers, we've got trips for couples, history and culture. These are really great ways to narrow down and find some great trips for your clients that you think would be a good fit. So definitely always recommend advisors to kind of poke around in there and see what they find. And then lastly, if you travel to the very bottom of the Backroads page, under quick links down here, you'll see a quick link for travel advisors. If you click into that, it's going to bring you to our travel advisor portal. Now, this is a resource portal. It's different from the booking portal. We hopefully will one day have them all integrated. But here you'll be able to see how to book and manage your clients online. We've got a link. If you're new and want to register with us, you can click here to register. Scrolling down, you'll be able to see our team. And then here in the middle, this is how you access the portal. The password is cell active. Again, that's cell active, all lowercase, all one word. So SELLACTIVE. That never changes. And we have it password protected because once you go into the portal, we've got our policies in here. We've got different incentives. We've got a great marketing section. So you can actually pull images and videos to use on your social media. You can also create a customized marketing flyer. You submit all your information. Our marketing team puts together these brilliant flyers. It'll have your signature, your logo, and the call to action to contact you, but being featured a specific Backroads trip or a destination. And then we've got other webinars and marketing tips in here for you as well. So again, just a brief overview of backroads.com. It is a really, really great resource. I recommend clicking around, seeing if there's any information that you think would be helpful. And then, of course, please reach out to our team to let us know how we can support you. So I'm going to throw our contact information back up on the screen. And then if anyone has questions, please do let me know. I don't see anyone in there at the moment. But again, I remain on hand. If there's anything we can do to support the business, please let us know. We'd love to work with you. And then again, as I'm in Stamford, Connecticut, I do come down to Florida from time to time. So if there are future events, please do let us know. As we are a small team, unfortunately, we can't make all of them, but we definitely prioritize where we can, or you will even set up consideration for 2025 as we put together our schedule. So I will turn it back over to Scott. It looks like a link will be sent out. I believe that will be sent out. I know we're recording it. And then I also have a great follow-up email with additional resources, which I will get to you as well.
Yeah, for sure. And that you're right, it is recorded. It will be posted to the chapter's website as soon as I can, later today or sometime this week. And then we send out a follow-up email to let you know when it's live, but you'll also get probably a follow-up email from Leigh, because he'll get your contact information as well. Um, if anybody has any questions before we wrap up, feel free to add them in. Leigh, this was fantastic. I'm clearly not your ideal client, but I know several people that get really excited about going for bike rides. Um, and this is a great opportunity to kind of get them traveling in a way that they want to.
Great. Good, good. Well, yes, anything we can do, please let us know. And thank you so much again for the time and opportunity to present. It was
Yeah,
great.
thank you. Well, excellent, everyone. Thank you for joining us live. If you're watching the recording, feel free to reach out to Leigh if you have any questions. He is very happy to answer them. I know several advisors who know Backroads and they worked with Backroads in the past, and everyone raves about you guys. So this is fantastic for us to have you guys as an asset to the chapter. But thank you, everyone, for coming in, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Great. You too. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.